Yeah, the goats. I only have the 1/2 ounce goat, and that's one of the ones I will never sell.
Bullion, G, Bullion, G, Bullion Podcast. Yeah.
Hi, and welcome to the GG Bullion Podcast. My name's Lenny. I'm your host, and today I have on Lauren from That Silver Girl on YouTube and That Silver Girly on Twitter or X. And today we're going to be talking about silver and gold bullion coin sets, series, limited runs, limited mintage, kind of collectible stuff, and especially the series and certain sets, and why we're into that. So, how are you doing today, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good having you on. So I think I wanted to start out with a question for you. So how did you first get into stacking or collecting the kind of set coins like the Perth Mint Lunar Series? I know you're into that, or maybe some of the Canadian Wildlife Series or other sets or certain rare collectible silver and gold bullion. How did you first kind of get into that realm?
Yeah, well, it started when you sold me the 2021 ox,
Hmm.
and then I started kind of doing a little bit of digging, and I looked up the other parts of the set,
Hmm.
and I don't know, just something about it I really liked, and I saw the value in it, and that's kind of the main one I would say I collect.
Hmm.
Some of the other ones I have were just kind of like from early on stacking. To be honest, when I didn't really know
Yeah.
what I was buying,
So like a
but now
couple.
I definitely see the value in like Perth Mint and a lot of the collectibles. And
Mhm.
yeah, I mean you can't buy them all, but I would love to.
Yeah, I wish you could. Well, I guess if you have enough money,
Well, yeah, that's true.
if
That's
you're
true.
like Elon Musk rich, you could probably buy them all. But
Yeah, you could get them in gold too.
yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah.
that be something?
So, I kind of, for me with that, when I started stacking, it was just straight bars. I just was stacking weight, but, then I started getting into kind of some higher premium bars like the Geiger bars. And then I got into coins. And once I got into coins, of course I was getting stuff like maples and American silver eagles. But then I started the first like set coin I started collecting where it's like a different thing every year was the silver kookaburras. Started, get and I would get a bunch of them. Like I think I started in 2016 getting the kookaburras, and I think I have like eight of the 2016 kookaburras or something, and like
Wow.
six of the 2017, or maybe that's vice versa. So I started with weight, and then I got into the more, numismatic, semi-numismatic collectible stuff. And then it was like, wait, okay, this is like a set. If I get every year, the design's different, some years are going to be better than others. Then I discovered the Perth Mint Lunars and was like, oh, that's really cool that you could have a full set of these. And I kind of went down, that rabbit hole for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, other than them being super cool and super pretty,
Yeah.
um, I do think that in the long run, like selling them, just because when I first started and I was looking up the Lunar Series 1 and the Lunar Series 2, what those sets were going for on like eBay and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And it was very clear to me that there is a lot of positives, at least in the return aspect, for stacking and collecting a whole set.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what pushed me like, okay, I'm going to go back and get the 2020, the 2021, and the 2022 because
Mhm.
I started stacking in like 2023.
Yeah.
But to me, it was still worth it. And I was able to find some of them at a pretty good price,
Mhm.
like for what it was. And it is crazy. Like on some of them, like I've already like made money on it, like even on like the 2020 coin. So
Yeah.
it is cool. And yeah, just like thinking about the long term and
Yeah.
selling it as one big set and getting that big return, I think is definitely a big motivating factor. Because I mean, even when you go back and look, like for me, I'm looking for the 2021 half ounce ox.
Yeah.
It's that's a tough one to come by.
Yeah.
So
And
I don't know. I just think there's value in it because someone like me at this point would pay a higher premium for that
mm,
just to
and
have it.
oh
And
yeah.
for whatever reason, stackers are, we're if we're collecting, we get to that point where it's like I
Hmm.
want to finish that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think there's value, and we put the value into it.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
because we want it and we
It
think it's cool.
Yeah, it's like other people like us that are into those sets, which there's a bunch of them out there. And I did want to say, because I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but now that we're kind of getting into it more, that, nothing we're saying should be taken as financial advice. It's just our own experience and opinions. So, in general, don't get financial advice off YouTube, guys. Like, come on. You do have to think about your exit plan because this is really a private party sale thing. Um, if you are a person that, like, if I were like, I'm only going to be selling to like a local coin shop, then, I might get some of this just for myself or to pass down to my family when I eventually kick the bucket or whatever, but I wouldn't be going as hard into it because as far as selling a full set, a coin shop will pay you a little bit of premium for that, but not even close to the premium you're going to get from selling it on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or whatnot. And I know we did talk about this in our video on the numismatics in general, but the same thing applies. Like this is even more so with the sets.
No,
Um,
but you do bring up a good point because with collectors, I mean, there's a chance that's sitting up on eBay for a little bit, right? But if you
yeah,
go into a coin shop with like some generics, like for the most part, I've never sold any silver, so this
yeah.
is what I'm assuming. But like,
Well,
yeah,
you've sold a
they'll
little
buy
bit.
it off you at least for spot.
You've never sold to a
You know,
coin shop.
oh yeah, yeah,
You've done private party, yeah. So you do got to put work into it if you want to go down this road, at least to make money, or to like make a profit, or however you want to put that. Unless you just want to get it for yourself, which is also completely based and cool. There are definitely, as far as my Perth Mint Lunar Series 2 half-ounce silver coins, I'm getting at least two of each because I want to keep one for myself till like the day I die, pretty much, to pass on to my family or whatever and have that full set. So that's a thing as well. But I did want to mention, as far as getting this stuff for a lower premium, that local coin shops, because they're not going to, at least in my experience, now you have to be lucky and they have to have it in stock, but I have got very good deals on Perth Mint Lunar Series stuff, on Canadian wildlife stuff, on Canadian, reverse proof privy maples, all sorts of different stuff like that. Set coins, Queen's Beast, that's another good set that I don't collect the whole set of the 2 ounces, but I do have a couple. I have some of the Greyhounds and some of the Dragon of Wales. And I actually, Dragon of Wales, I got one of those for a crazy good deal at a coin shop because if people are bringing them in to a coin shop, the coin shop, yeah, are going to give them a premium for it, but not even close to what it would go for retail or on eBay or whatever. So you can, if you're lucky, you just got to keep going to the coin shop and seeing what they have. You can get some
yeah.
crazy good deals on there that are oftentimes better than than anything I could find on eBay or Facebook Marketplace or anything like that at the time. So that's another avenue to collect those. So
Yep. Well, and it's
uh
crazy because my boyfriend just got off the phone with a coin shop, maybe like a few days ago or whatever.
yeah.
And because we're kind of new into like the gold, like
Hmm.
we're getting into that now. And it was interesting because they told him that like bars, you could
Hmm.
even get less than like the spot price or
Oh
whatever. Like
yeah.
there's really no, but then if you have like Maple Leafs, Eagles, stuff
Hmm.
like that, like those you can get a little bit of a premium on. So it
Yeah.
definitely is at least like sounds like it's worth it
Yeah. No,
for certain things for sure.
I would definitely say for gold and silver, are two different animals in general when it comes to, selling at a coin shop. But with these kind of set coins, I think it's the difference between gold and silver premiums, are even more extreme with that, where like you said, depending on market conditions, certain coin shops in certain market conditions, you might get back of spot for certain bars, whereas coins, you'll at least get spot. I mean, in my experience, I've at least got spot for pretty much every bar I've sold. It depends, coin shop to coin shop, depends what relationship you have with them. But but
Yeah.
really, yeah,
But I
and
just found that interesting. I was like,
yeah.
oh, really?
No,
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's
Well, that noted.
yeah, I think that's a good thing to mention because like if you're getting into this with silver in mind, it really is more of a private party sale thing. But if you're getting into this with gold in mind, that's like way even more of a private party sale thing. Like the that difference is pretty huge. So I'm glad you brought that up. Um, so I did want to ask you, and I know we kind of talked okay, so this is a little bit of a weird question, but how do you kind of decide on what you get as far as like what sets you collect or like what limited run coins or like 1 year only coins? Is it mostly like a logical decision? Is it this looks cool and it's kind of an emotional decision? There's a kind of a weird bit of both because I know for myself it's kind of a weird bit of both where I'm thinking about an exit plan, but I'm also thinking this just looks super cool, or I really like this, and I think this design is great, or the design of this whole set is great, so I think it's going to be popular in the future with other people. I'm curious how your thought process is on that, and how that process is of kind of deciding what you're going to collect, because this can be, with the Lunar Series, a 12-year long endeavor to get a whole
Oh,
set.
yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah. But I'm invested now. Well, honestly, the way I see it is I would rather have like multiple Lunar Series sets than
mhm,
to do something like a Lunar Series set, a next gen set, and like
mhm,
have one of all of those. Like, I'd rather have multiple of just
yes.
one set. And my boyfriend is also a stacker, so he does the next gen series. So I
Mhm,
still have the luxury of looking at it and see it, even though they're not mine.
mhm.
So that's kind of how I guess in a way we both like justify that because he loves the Perth Mint, but he doesn't really, or the Lunar Series, but he
Yeah.
doesn't really stack that. So
Hmm.
that's one way I guess to I guess my advantage in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
So I can see them all,
Hmm.
but focus on one. Because
Yeah.
that's really like the oh I do have some kookaburras though,
Hmm.
but that is really the only set that I take serious.
Yeah.
And now that I'm six, like I have all 6 years at this point, like I'm in. Like
Yeah.
it's just like a love for the set. I don't know. Like
Okay. So you're
now it's just I don't know. Like I will always stack this for the next 6 years. Like I'm completing it. Yeah.
okay. So you're
I don't know what that feeling is, but it's just like a
yeah.
feeling of like investment and now I want to finish it out.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you from my experience with even certain things like limited run coins, like the 3/4 ounce Royal Canadian Mint Gray Wolves, which they made for 3 years. You know, it's the 2015, 2016, and 2017. And
Yep.
I had a bunch of the 2015s, or I'm sorry, the 2015s and the 2017s. And I could not find the other year, like the third year, I had half a tube of these coins, but I could not find the 1 year that I was missing. And when I finally was able to find a good condition one that wasn't totally milk spotted and scratched up, it was a great feeling. And that's only, 3 coins. And I'm pretty close to having, um, for the kookaburras, I at least since the year I started actually a couple years back from me starting stacking, because I got a couple years prior. So I have, I don't even know, 15 years worth of kookaburras.
Wow.
That feels good, but that's going to keep going.
Yeah.
There's a new one every year. It's not a kind of set you can complete. And I'm pretty close to the Perth Mint Lunar 2 Silver having um, every single one in the half ounce, and I have most of them in 1 ounce. So I
Nice.
think I think I literally need like one or two more, and I will have the set complete. And it's just being that close to it feels really good. And that's with
Yep. That's
having,
me with that half ounce ox. I'm like, I know once I get that, I'm just gonna be
yeah,
like,
and that's with having multiple of each coin. But it anyway, I'm rambling on about all the coins I have and how it feels. But that's other people feel the same way. Like if you, for example, had like the 2 coins I need to complete my set, like I would pay a very high premium to get those like very soon.
yep.
Um, so I did want
And
to,
that's definitely one of the advantages I would say is like
yeah,
if you find the right person, like they will pay more if
You just
you
got to
have
put
what they need.
you just got to put the work into it. And I think this is also an example of kind of a good hedge against like because silver's relatively volatile. Gold is more stable, but at least on the silver side, let's use that as an example. Silver, if for example silver drops, down for a while, let's say it gets tamped down and the silver price is low for a bit, and economic conditions get really weird and you need some money or something crazy happens like that, if you have a full set of those, like so much of that value is coming straight from the collector's value. So the low, like silver price can go down and you can still make a good profit on it. Does that make sense? Like if you need to
Yeah.
sell, you wouldn't be selling at a loss for these set coins.
Yep.
So it's almost like a hedge against the volatility in the silver market as well, where if you just had bars and rounds and you've only been stacking for a couple years and something crazy happens, silver price drops, you know, $8 an ounce and you paid premiums on it, you're kind of locked into a hole where it's like, oh, I can't really sell right now. But if you have a full set of coins or whatever, then oh, I can sell at a profit. So I think it's a good hedge against the volatility as well. Uh,
That's a good point. Yep.
so yeah, so I guess we kind of went a little all over the place on that. So it sounds like you kind of decided like, okay, so I'm going to have like a little bit of these, but I'm going to go hard on the Lunar Series silver in different sizes or different weights, excuse me. So I'm going to have all of them in 1 ounce. I'm going to have multiple of them, all of them in half ounce. Do you plan to get all of them in like 5 ounce as well? Because I did want to talk about kind of the bigger coins in this as well.
I don't know if I'll get all of them, but
Hmm.
after getting the 5 ounce dragon, which I did post on my Twitter, um, yeah, I'm like, oh, I want the bunny. Like now I want more. I don't know if I'll end up getting all of them, but I could
Hmm.
definitely see myself getting another Perth Mint like Lunar Series 3 5 ounce.
Yeah.
It is awesome. If you're able to get
Yeah.
yourself one, you
Oh
will
yeah.
not regret it.
Because I have the 5 ounce Lunar
Actually.
Series 2 goat. Oh yeah. Hold that up to the camera.
Yeah, it's like the size of my palm.
Yeah, it's show how thick it is too. Yeah, these are if you don't have a big coin, like
Oh yeah.
they're so amazing. Like it looking at it on camera does not do it justice. Holding it in your hand is
No.
crazy.
And
Uh
just the weight difference too between
mhm.
like a 1 ounce and then that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
it's pretty cool.
yeah, I have the 5 ounce lunar goat, and I really would like to get the 5 ounce lunar dog, but for me, for the bigger ones like the 5 ouncer or even, I've thought about certain 10 ounce coins. Like I've thought about the 10 ounce Queen's Beast Greyhound, although those are becoming harder and harder to find and more expensive. So, we'll see. Uh,
Yeah, I
but
can't lie. I've thought about the 10 ounce dragon. Because like
yeah,
that's like if I'm just like, okay, I could get like the half ounce dragon, 1 ounce, 2 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce, and then
yeah,
have all like that
all
would
the
be cool.
dragons. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've
I don't
thought
know.
about
I
that.
don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
I've thought about that too, and I think for certain sets like the Lunar Series, where there's a different animal each year, um, like the goats, I think are beautiful. The dogs, I think, are really beautiful.
They are.
In both silver and gold. I really love the Lunar 2 dogs. Um, I really think that could be another avenue that people could approach this as if they don't want to get every year or every animal in a set or whatever, but a specific one that the design where they think the design's really awesome and it's going to be a winner. They can get the different weights and stuff because for the Lunar Series, like, there's the half ounce, there's the 1 ounce, there's the 2 ounce proof. I think there's a 2 ounce high relief, and then the 5 ounce, and I believe 10 ounce and kilo, and at least with Series 3, I think 10 kilo. I mean, if you have the money, you can get every one or multiple of all the different sizes, and then
That's crazy.
somebody like me that's looking for like, oh, I really like the goat or and the dog. And if you have a 5 ounce dog, it's like, dude, I want that so bad. I will pay a good premium for that. So
Yep.
that's another avenue that one can approach it at. So I did want to talk about the let me think of how to put this. The kind of risks, I guess, the risk that you can fall into as far as, oh, these coins are so cool, and you're putting as far as the dollar cost average that you're paying for like your whole stack, unless somebody's going full bore into only collector stuff. But most people are, have a bunch of weight. I have a bunch of generic borrowers, regular, sovereign coins like regular maple leaves, silver eagles, 90% half dollars, bars, 10 ounce bars, 5 ounce bars, 2 ounce bars, just a bunch of weight. But there have been times where I've gone a little overboard on the collectible stuff because it's just, oh, it's so cool. So I think
Yep.
it's kind of a risk there if you want to balance, you don't want to get too crazy into it unless you really do want to get too crazy into it. But for me, I
Well,
feel,
yeah.
yeah, it
It,
depends on the
well,
person.
because if you have a certain price limit that you spend, whether it's like weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, I mean, the reality is you are missing out on weight
Yeah.
if you're buying all collectors. So that's
Mhm.
why I do think it's important. And if you can get spot deals, definitely take advantage of that. If you're
Mhm.
able to use multiple addresses, take
Yeah.
advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because you really like you can't go wrong with silver at spot because if it goes up even just a little bit, you're already making money.
Yeah.
Whereas with some of the Perth mint, you know,
They're
it
paying a
might, you
premium.
might have to wait at least a year to see
Yeah.
like some sort of
Mhm.
growth.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, I mean, I'm one for diversifying. I definitely do both,
Mhm.
so I would recommend the same, even though
Yeah.
this is not financial advice.
Yeah. Which, silver and gold are, long-term investments to begin with, but there are,
True.
crazy things that can happen in people's lives where they might have to sell a portion of their stack to, if they lose their job out of nowhere, get hit with a car and something goes wrong with their insurance. Crazy things can happen where you need money. Um, that might be
Yep.
more than what you have and you have to dig it. It's always can be a possibility. So I think that's really good advice is to kind of uh, offset. Like if I'm, paying the premium for a 5 ounce goat, like I can offset that by getting, a 5 ounce generic bar at spot price with one of these websites deals, or just getting something as close
Exactly.
to spot as possible. Um, and in general, I think, at least for me personally, the collector's coins are not the majority, like these sets are not the majority of the weight of my stack. The majority of the weight of my stack is bars, rounds, in like sovereign coins like silver eagles, maples, Britannias, stuff like that. But
Yep.
I think the spot deals and stuff are a great way to if you can get silver at spot, that's a great way to offset and kind of keep your dollar cost average low while still being able to play this market. So it's good that you brought up the spot deals because that's something people can take advantage of. So I did want to ask you your take on this. What what is it about coins with animals on them that makes everybody love them?
That's funny. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. I think because I fall right into it too, and
Hmm.
I don't have a reason other than like they're just cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, not to say that other coins are boring, but I don't know, like really like a Perth Mint like 2025 snake or like a Britannia,
Yeah.
like,
Hmm.
but they are still very cool. Like I do love all the
Yeah.
sovereign coins, but there is just something special about it. Like even these, like the 125th anniversary. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this.
Yeah.
Like I'm, oh my gosh, like they are just so cool. I don't know. I don't know what the psychology is behind it,
Yeah.
but if someone has a guess, let us know in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah. Put in the comments what like your favorite animal.
Psychoanalyze us and
Yeah. Yeah.
let
Definitely
us know why we are like this.
Yeah, what I yeah, I think it has to do with my autism for sure. That I think that's definitely a big factor. But yeah, definitely put in the comments if you're still listening at this point in the video, what your favorite animal to see on coins is. Because I know for me it's goats and dogs. What are your favorite animals on coins? Like what would you
Um,
say? Because for me it's like very obvious comes to mind is like the goats and the dogs. There's a couple other ones that are cool, but it's like if it's got a goat or dog on it, like that's gonna make me want it like 200% more.
yeah, the goats. I only have the 1/2 ounce goat, and that's one of the ones I will never sell, like for sure.
Hmm.
But I really like. I like the dragon. That's why that was the one I bought in the 5 ounce.
Okay.
I think that design is so cool. But I guess in general, I don't know if I have a particular favorite. Yeah, I don't know. Are the polar bear 1/2 ounce by chance like
Well, yeah,
collectibles?
yes, yeah.
Those are then I think I like the polar bears because I was going through my 1/2 ounce stack and I was like, oh, I have a lot more polar bears. So I guess like
Yeah.
subconsciously it's like I really like the polar bears.
Yeah, because
I'm not sure.
the
But
half
yeah, I have
ounce
a few different years and yeah,
yeah,
they're
because
cool.
Yeah, the half ounce polar bears, I believe, have a different design every year that they're made. I don't know when they
Yeah.
started. I usually get most of my because I like the polar bears a lot too. And I also have I think they're 1.5 ounce polar bears. I think I have one or two of those. But
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, the half
Well, you
ounce,
definitely sold me some of the ones that I have for
yeah, the
sure.
half ounce, because I got a bunch of, which I would implore anybody that's looking for cool half ounce stuff. Sometimes you can find some good deals online where it's like just random half ounce coins. And I've got a lot of cool stuff from that, a lot of cool Royal Canadian Mint stuff that's either animal stuff. It's usually either animal stuff or something with historical and cultural significance. Like I have a bunch of the Victory in the Pacific coins, the Battle of the Coral Sea. And then on the
Yeah.
Canadian side, it seems like a lot of World War II commemorative stuff um, for the half ouncers, the Devil's
Like the
Parade.
sharks. The
Oh, and the
sharks are really
Sharks.
cool.
Oh yeah,
I'm
those
missing,
are.
I think it's the great white because I have like the hammerhead
Mhm.
and the tiger shark. Is there
Yeah,
like a, yeah, then it,
there's the
and I don't know
Great
if there's
White.
any, is there
I
any more after that? Like those
uh
three?
maybe I'm not sure. I because I have
Okay.
tiger shark. I'd have to look it up because I have a couple of the tiger sharks,
Yep,
two
that's the one I,
hammerheads, a great
yep.
white. I think there's got to be more, or maybe it is a limited run. There are. We're just
But
gushing over
those are
all these.
cool. Those are really cool. And if I
Yeah.
could get a great white or two,
Hmm.
that would be very
And
cool.
most of everything we've just said, most of those that I've got have been from random half ounce coin sales online, where it's just random half ounce silver bullion coins. And you can get a bunch of cool stuff, and the premium isn't too bad. It's generally a lot of what I get from those I can resell like the next day in a private party sale for more. So
Wow.
it's
Well,
it's
and it's
all
just fun because it's like a little surprise
yeah,
too.
yeah. So I did want to ask you because oh, and I wanted to mention the kookaburras. I love those two. So for me, it's not really birds in general, but I do like the kookaburras. I like fish, but really it's the dogs and the goats. So yeah, in the comments, let us know what your favorite is. I guess one thing I did want to touch on is if you're into the privy stuff a lot, I know like there's maple leaves with different privies. I like that's for me, it's certain ones. Like I have maple leaves that are reverse proof with the Bigfoot privy or Sasquatch privy, I think is really cool. Those are
Yeah,
done for quite a
this was
lot.
one of the ones you sold me
Oh
as
yeah,
well
the
with
horse
like the,
privies.
yeah.
Yeah,
This
for
is
me,
like I don't, this honestly might be like my only privy coin. Like I don't know
yeah.
if I have too many like this, but it is very cool.
Yeah, I know there
It
are a
is
lot of
cool.
people that want to get like all the different privies or a bunch of the certain ones that they think are cool. Like I have a couple of the Sasquatch ones because I think they're really cool. And also, as far as reverse proof stuff goes, there's the Royal Canadian Mint 3/4 ounce coins, like the reverse proof bighorn sheep. Got a couple of those, got a couple of
Isn't
the
there a wolf?
owls. Um, I'm not
Or is that the one
sure.
and 1/4 ounce or
Oh, you're
something
thinking
like
of
that?
no, for the reverse proof. There's a bunch of different ones. There's a caribou. I don't have the caribou. There's a Wolverine, which I have one that's slabbed and graded one that I found at a coin shop for a great price. Um,
Nice.
and then I got a
I've
bunch.
never seen that. Yeah, I actually don't know too much
I'll
about these, but a
I'll put the wolf.
Wolverine, that would be
I'll
awesome. If
put
that one
my
looks sick, I
I'll
might have
put
to
my
get that.
yeah, I believe it's a PF 69 3/4 ounce reverse proof Royal Canadian Mint Wolverine. I believe it's NGC
Sweet.
graded. I will put it on screen right now so everybody can see what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Uh,
so I can see it too.
yeah, I will. I'll text you a picture of it. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
So, So I know we've talked about a lot of stuff. At the time we're recording this, this video probably won't be out for a couple weeks. You have, your Twitter, which is at that silver girly on Twitter or X, correct? Which I should have on
Yep.
screen. And then you have your YouTube channel that is that silver girl on YouTube, which I
Yeah.
should also put on screen. So I know at time of recording, you have yet to post, but by the time anybody's watching this video, you should have some YouTube content. So,
Yep.
could you tell me just a little bit about that and the audience, if you're interested, go check out her stuff, follow her on Twitter if you're on Twitter, and check out her YouTube, subscribe. But what kind of
Yeah. Come join
content?
the silver community.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, I'll pretty much just be posting like cool pictures of my stack. I'm a Perth Mint enthusiast, so lots of pictures of that.
Mhm.
And honestly, the goal of this is hopefully to be like a gateway for or like from experienced stackers to like I don't know, maybe their kids or their grandkids or someone in their life that they're trying to, pursue to start
Yeah.
stacking.
So kind of to like for your YouTube
Like an
example.
influence kinda, yeah.
Yeah, to kind of appeal
And
to a younger demographic. So like if any of you that are watching this are like, man, I really wish my kids or my nephews or whatever that are like younger would get into stacking, like go to Lauren's channel, that silver girl, and send them one of her shorts or one of her videos. So
and I'll
get
try to
'em-
get right down to the basics because that's truthfully like where I'm at too.
Mhm.
I'm not really in a spot to like teach or anything, but
Mhm.
like as for just like even just right down to the basics, like spots or like spot price, premium, sovereign coins, generic coins, because something like that could have been really helpful for me even when I was
Yeah.
first starting out because I did not know the difference between anything. And I would say I'm kind of still learning. Like even like the set you just named off, all those, I didn't even know those were a thing. So I will have to
Yeah.
check that out.
There's so many
So
of them out there.
so yeah, I'm a newer stacker. I'm going on 2 years
Hmm.
and just hopefully to inspire the younger generation and
And show
maybe
off a
get
lot of
get
cool
some new
ones.
people on board. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, I know because you are, as we've been talking about big into collecting stuff, should have a bunch of pictures and shorts or whatever with a bunch of really cool stuff that maybe people have never heard of
Yeah,
before.
for
Some
sure.
obscure stuff, maybe. Um, at least modern stuff. So that's awesome. So everybody, go check her out, like and subscribe to this video, or like this video, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. Um, I always forget to say that near the beginning of the video. I could edit it in, but I probably won't because I'm
Or
really
just
bad at
flash it on the
editing.
screen every minute or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it'd be super annoying about it because
Yeah.
I feel like asking right at the beginning is like not cool because it's like you haven't even watched you've watched like less than
Yeah.
1% of the video yet. Like I don't know if I want to subscribe or not, but
Yeah.
it is a good idea. Anyway, no more rambling about YouTube. So I mean we've talked about a lot of stuff when it comes to all these different sets. Um and really most of this goes for silver and gold, both, as well as there is some platinum stuff. Like there's the platinum kookaburras, which I do have one of those. I do want to get more of the
Nice.
platinum kookaburras. I want to get more into platinum in general. Just can only buy so much so quickly. But
Yeah. That's how I feel entering the gold market now. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, I would literally love all of this, but baby steps. I'll
yeah.
get there. I did order some though, so I
Oh,
am,
really? You'll
yes,
have
I
to
did.
tell me about that. Because I'm curious now. But so I guess since we've been talking about this, any guys, I guess final thoughts on the subject, or maybe things that we hadn't touched on in this conversation that you'd like to talk about with the different set coins, or even certain like one-time things like the Coronation Britannias that are only 1 year. Those could be a good thing as well. Um,
Yeah, like look at the mintage.
the
Like
mintage numbers.
like yeah, like however many they make.
Hmm.
Because Chris and I don't know what it is, or my boyfriend, sorry for those of you that don't know, but he just got some kind of like American Eagle that's like 25,000 minted or like some super low mintage.
Oh yeah.
And now I wish I would have got one, but I wasn't
Mm,
aware of that at the time of purchase.
yeah.
But definitely look at that kind of stuff too, because I feel like it's almost inevitable for those to become scarce because
Yeah.
people are going to be holding them and then just out of nowhere there's going to be like one available, and
Hmm.
if that's the case the premiums are going to be, I would imagine, much higher for a
Yeah.
coin that's very hard to find. And then I think it's important, you mentioned it, knowing or having some sort of an exit strategy.
Hmm.
That's, for me, I can't say I've put a ton of thought into it being only 25 because right now I'm in like a total
Yeah.
just stack, stack, stack. But it is a good point and you should keep that in mind. And I've always thought about, okay, when the time comes, I'll upload like some photos or whatever to eBay
Hmm.
and I would anticipate them being sold within a year.
Yeah.
But like that was like my idea of like a time frame. But I
Mm.
never really thought about like, uh-oh, I'm in a pinch or like something
Yeah.
happened with my car or da da da. So it
Yeah.
does, you do bring up a good point with that.
Yeah.
Like I am
Well,
I
well,
am going to think about that.
yeah. I mean, ideally in an emergency, where it's like, because you should have some kind of cushion in fiat money where, oh, I need dollars so you don't have to cash in on your stack as a, but if you get hit with
Yep.
something crazy where you get hit by a car and you can't work and like something crazy like that where you do have to dip into your stack, or there's many other things, that's kind of a violent example, but it does happen. Um,
For
like
sure.
let's say you can't work for 2 years and you're living off a small disability check or something. Um, and you do have to dip into your stack. I mean, ideally, you should have some generic stuff to kind of cover you there that you're not that attached to. But
That
uh,
was going to be the last thing I say, and don't get too attached
oh
because
yes,
yeah, I mean,
I
I have definitely blown that for some of these
mhm,
coins, and that's why some of them I probably like. I'll have to keep at least one Lunar Series set.
yeah,
Like, there's no way I could just get rid of all of them at this point.
oh
There's
yeah.
no way.
For me,
So don't get too attached.
yeah. Or I mean, I think it's okay to be attached, especially if you are like, well, when I die, my family's going to get them. Because for me, silver and gold and platinum are a long-term thing. It's kind of my retirement savings, part of
Yep.
that and everything. Um, but it's like, for like the Lunar Series 2, for example, or even like maybe I'll be able to get another 5 ounce gold in the future, but it's like I don't ever plan on selling that. I want to pass that down to my family when I die. And then they'll have all the
Yep.
cool stuff. And, that's why, for the Perth Mint Lunar Series 2, I have at least two of each. And some I have, four of each. Some I have for the kookaburra, some I have eight of each. So, I can sell seven down the road and still have one of
Yep.
each for myself. So you can be attached. Just don't, I guess, get too crazy attached where it's like, no, I can't sell, even though I have
Yeah.
10 of this exact same coin, I can't sell any of them. Don't become like Gollum from Lord of the Rings over it. My
Yeah,
precious.
well, that is true. I think like part of the diff like basically what you said, like some I have just enough to complete the sets that I have, and then other ones like the
Mhm.
rabbit, the dragon, and the snake, I
Yeah.
do have extras,
Yeah.
and that's because that's like when I started. So I would, but going back and I don't know,
Yeah.
I just didn't want to.
No,
So yeah,
it
I
is.
would agree with exactly how you put it. Like it's
Mhm.
okay to be attached, but not to the point where you don't want to sell anything.
Yeah, where
That's
you're
kind of
just
what I was
hoarding.
going for too, but I
Yeah.
was a little aggressive.
Mhm. Well, some things it is kind of funny looking through my like my Perth Mint Lunars because it's like, oh, I have like two of this year, I have three of this year, I have two of this year, and then it gets to like the goat, and it's like, oh, I got like s- six of the half ounce. I got three of the 1 ounce. I got one of the 5 ounce, and then it's like, oh, next one in line. Oh, I got like two of them, and the next one,
Yep.
and then it gets to the dog, and it's like, okay, I got four half ounces. I got two, So certain ones like stick out because it's like, and I think the ones I really like are like the goats and the dogs. I think everybody likes dogs. I think that's going to perform well, unless people are like are not a dog person. That maybe that's even part when Dave and I came up with the GG Bullion logo idea. It's like, let's do a dog.
Yeah,
So that kind of
I
plays
love the
into that.
logo. I
Thank
love
you. So
it's
I guess
awesome.
that kind of plays into the animal thing too, even though it's more of a domesticated dog rather than a wolf or whatever. But
True.
no, this has been a fun conversation, and hopefully it gave people something to think about. So thank you everybody that watched this far into the video till the end. Um, and I'll reveal a secret at the end. When this channel hits a certain amount of subscribers, I think it's going to be at 1,000 subs, maybe. I'm going to be doing another silver giveaway, like I did at 100
Ooh,
subs. So
sweet.
you're in on it now. You know about it because you watched till the very end. Uh, the other people won't know for probably a while. I don't know how long it's going to take to get to 1,000 subs. We'll see. That'll be funny if I somehow like just blow up and I have 1,000 subs before this video is even out. But
Yeah.
I am not that lucky, people. Trust me, that's not going to happen. So just be ready. Watch out for the free silver giveaway, which it'll be something I hand pour, like I did for the 100 subscribers. I'm going to do for the 1,000. Might even do one for 500. I'm still thinking about that one. But Lauren, thank you so much for being on. And everybody, once again, go check out her tag is at that silver girly on Twitter or X and that silver girl on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Yeah, give me a follow, join the conversation, and thank you for having me on.
Uh,
It's always a good time. I
it's
think this
my,
is the third time, right?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
And I would like to be on your channel as well, which maybe that will be up by the time this posts, or we'll see how that works with this time lag with recording. But all right, thanks for everybody watching. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Love you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.